It's Hoodrich Radio. It's DJ Scream right here. Moran is with me, and it's time for the Superstar Check-In. We got a special guest in the building. She goes by the name of Drea Kelly. Welcome to Hoodrich Radio.
Welcome.
Yes, Hoodrich.
Yeah, welcome. And she has Africa on the back of her neck. Which is,
do.
yes, look at you. Look at that skin. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Look at surrounded by all this melanin.
What's up with you? Everything good?
Everything is good. It's beautiful. I'm blessed and highly
Seem
favored.
like you're in a good place. You're good spirited.
I am.
Yeah.
I really
I can tell you
am.
can cook.
I can.
I told you, bro.
Yes.
Moran
I
is
get
big.
in them pots, baby.
Moran is
She
big
gets
on
in them
the
pots.
food.
I can
He's
tell you
big,
can
he's
cook.
big on
Yes.
the food. He's big on the food.
I love it. But wait, why can you tell I can cook?
Because how you talk. And,
Okay, there we go,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You sound like you can cook.
You sound like you can cook.
What
you
a
know.
stereotype.
I assume that you go to church. You go to church?
Yes.
Yep, you go to
this girl
church.
know how to make dressing, not
Yes,
stuffing.
yep. Absolutely. You make collard greens too, don't you?
She sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't like chitlins?
No. Actually, I'm vegan.
But see, bro, I'd be right, bro.
Yes.
It's not
I'm
hard, though.
vegan.
She doesn't look like she eats chitlins.
I mean, no, you don't.
You know how you can look at somebody and tell they eat chitlins?
Not
Absolutely.
the chitlin, hashtag chitlin
I'll
face.
just be a little sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They always sweating it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you got like
No,
that.
chitlins stay in you about 10 years.
That's
And
true.
they give you that asthmatic breathing, like
Yeah.
that's that chitlin breathing. Yeah.
I've never eaten a chitlin in my life, but I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that we have all been duped as kids and bamboozled.
I never
Like,
had a chitlin.
I
I'm
don't
proud of
know.
that.
You got to go back to like 2.5,
I had a pork
3.
chop now.
Oh yeah, pork chops.
It has a pork chop.
Okay, well
Pork chops
that's
are not lit.
Pork chops are chitlin's cousins.
Yeah, but
so
We don't eat pork anymore. But
you still eat meat though?
I eat turkey and I eat. I don't eat. I try to stay away from fried chicken.
You know why we eat a little meat here and there? Because life be stressful.
Facts.
Eat a vegetable. It'll save your life.
So with some meat, like we eat turkey,
Yeah.
No.
We need a little protein.
a little bit.
No, you get protein from your
I
vegetables.
have vegan days. I have whole
Okay, well,
vegan
there we
days
go.
where I go vegan for days. And then I have days where I eat a little chicken.
If it makes you feel any better, I drink a gallon of water every day. He's my witness.
That's why that skin look like you 5 months old. Okay.
You can tell he don't eat
Yes.
chitlins.
Yes.
All right, enough about chitlins.
We got a superstar in the building. Yeah.
Tell everybody about Drea Kelly.
Drea Kelly, Southside girl,
Hey.
born and raised, Chicago.
There you go.
Yes, danced before I could walk. My parents said one day you were crawling, you just stood up and start dancing. Soul Train was on. My dad said you was like getting it. It wasn't like the little toddler offbeat. He was like you was in it in time with the music. They cut to commercial. He said you put your hands up on the screen like Poltergeist, like more. And they said we knew from that moment on you're going to be a performer. You're going to dance. You're going to be on a stage. So that's who I am. Love hard. I'm Aquarius. Don't cross me. Don't let this baby hair fool you. She's no joke. I always say I'm little, but I'm lethal.
Okay.
Love my children. I'm a daddy's girl too. Like that's my dude. What's up, daddy? Yeah, I'm such a daddy girl. That is my dude. And I think a warrior and a vessel.
Okay.
A warrior and a vessel.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What's been the best part of your journey, like as Drea, just the career and the life? Like what's the thing that you're probably most proud of?
My 3 children.
Your 3 children.
My 3 children. Every night before they go to bed, I always tell them, thank you for leaving heaven to be with me.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, it's such a blessing and an honor that God saw me fit with 3 pure souls. And he's like, I'm going to give them to you. That is an honor above anything I've ever done in my life. Yeah.
Okay. That's what it is. So what's the next thing that you just feel like you have to accomplish to fulfill yourself?
The next thing I have to accomplish to fulfill myself is be a world-renowned motivational speaker and advocate of domestic violence.
Okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
wow.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Domestic violence.
Yes.
And then going into the domestic violence, and feel free to talk about what you want to and whatever you don't, then don't. But we didn't want to just start the interview saying, this is R. Kelly's ex-wife, but you are R. Kelly's ex-wife,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And you have said before in prior interviews that you went through some domestic issues with him?
Yes. Oh, no, violence. I'm real
violence.
with mine.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no
Clear.
such thing as a domestic issue.
Okay.
It was violence.
domestic. It was consistent domestic violence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I imagine that's why you left the relationship.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
How did you meet? How did you meet him?
Dance brought our worlds together.
Okay. So you actually did choreography for one of his videos?
Yeah, I was his principal dancer and choreographer.
Okay.
His tours and everything.
Gotcha.
It's ironic that dance and music, the two go hand in hand. That's how we met. Yeah. Yeah, but I go into depth about that relationship. If you go to officialdreakelly.com, I go into deep into how we met, the story behind our relationship, the demise of the relationship. I don't live in the victim space, though. I live as a victor. And I also know I have the best part of him. It's his 3 children. It doesn't get better than
so
that.
all
I
three
don't
of them
care.
are with him.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm not that baby mama. Yes. All 3 of them are with him. Had my children after we were married. But yeah, I have the best part of him. Like, the world gets his music. I get his soul. I got his kids.
Do you still have any type of relationship or communication with him? You don't.
You don't even have to finish that sentence.
That's cool. Do the kids have any interaction?
They do not.
They don't. Okay. Fair enough. And then the other thing I want to know is, with everything that's going on now in media, when you see it, the accusations of what he's been doing or what he's done, does it shock you, or are you the type of person to say, "Oh no, that can't be it," or is it like, based on your experiences with him, are you in a space where it's like, that might be true?
No, because of my experiences with him and going through physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, it cuts like a knife because it's like reliving it all over again.
Wow.
And there are certain parts of allegations that you say, okay, I can separate that because that does not ring true. But then there's certain parts of it that are like, no, those are facts, because it's like reading my life word for word.
Wow.
So it's very difficult to be in the space that I'm in, because I already went through one storm dealing with his child pornography case and having young children at that time and going through a divorce at the same time. I finally got to a place after 10 years of not being with this man of feeling like I have a level of normalcy in my life. And then here this comes again. And it's like, it doesn't just affect me, it affects my children. My children get hit on Instagram, Twitter. My children have to go to school and hear how allegations being thrown at them. Like, they're almost being persecuted and looked at as guilty, and they've done nothing wrong, simply because that's your father. It's very difficult to be me. And it's even more difficult, I say, to be my children.
How are your children, though? Like, are they okay? Like,
they're more than okay. That is such a blessing that my kids are stable. They're resilient. Since a young age, because of the turmoil and everything that has centered around their father, I have built a foundation for them to let them know that the world is going to be 2 ways towards you. They're going to love you because your last name is Kelly, and they're also going to hate you because your last name is Kelly. But I've taught them that you have to stand on your own merit. People are going to base you and your life and what you do and what you bring to this world based off of what you put out there. And you cannot allow his downfalls and failures to be a prison sentence for you. You put your shoulders back, you put your heels in the ground, and you keep moving forward, because it has nothing to do with you.
Do you feel like you were in a space in that situation where you were trapped, or do you feel like you might have stayed longer than you should have? What advice would you give to a woman that might be in that situation right now?
Well, a lot of the advice that I give in depth is on
the website, for sure. We definitely got to check that out.
But the advice I can give in a nutshell is, we all are a tree, and you have to look at the root of your tree. And at the root of my tree, abuse was introduced to me at a very young age. At about 6 or 7 years old, my grandfather was a Baptist preacher. That's the first time I ever saw a man beat a woman. So Robert just ends up being the fruit on my tree. So it was not foreign to me when I did end up in a situation with him that became abusive. And it's not so much what my grandfather did to my grandmother that changed me. It's what she didn't do that changed me. She got up the very next day and made breakfast for this man like nothing ever happened. So I learned at a very young age that God, love, and pain are all one. So if a man of the cloth is abusive, surely a worldly man's going to be abusive. I mean, you leading his sheep. So if you do it and Robert does it, there was no correlation to say this is not right. This is what it should be. I take responsibility for my part in it, and that's where you get your power back. And a lot of women think getting your power back is going out and trashing your abuser. No, getting your power back is taking your responsibility in it. Do I deserve what Robert did to me? Absolutely not. But am I fully responsible for how long I stayed? Absolutely. And that's how Drea took her power back, by knowing that you did stay much longer, but you do better when you know better. And until I could identify it as abusive, I didn't know what I was getting out of. But once I did, I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm done.
Can you say you successfully moved on?
Yes, successfully moved on.
Like, could you move into another? Do you date?
Yeah, but dating is quite difficult for me. It is
I don't
the
believe
weirdest.
you. How?
I promise you.
Is it difficult, you're saying just in general for you or because of your past experience, or why is it difficult?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's a little bit of both. I will say that to answer your first question, I believe in love.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in the sanctity of marriage. And I just want to say this too, that we got some wonderful black kings out there. Like, I'm not jaded. I don't feel like, oh, black men ain't no good and they don't do us right and they don't take care of their women. Some of them don't. White men, Korean men, Indian, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say that I've had wonderful men throughout this journey. My father, my uncles, my brothers, mentors. Like, I really do believe that outside of my close friends, my women, women in my life, my aunts, men have really been the ones that like push me through this thing.
Okay.
And I still believe.
Dope. So I just want to know, like, how did you really get to a space of being able to accept what you contributed to that situation? Because it takes a bold person to say, wow, like, I was tripping. Like, I was messing up. So how did you get to that place?
It wasn't until after I left in many, many, many years of therapy that she still does, that I was able to see I was actually condoning the behavior by staying. And a lot of women don't want to take responsibility for that because they think in saying I condoned it by staying means that I ask for it. There's a difference. No woman ever asks to be abused.
Right.
So we have to be clear about that. But when someone is abusive and you stay, why do they need to change? You stayed.
Right.
I don't have a reason to change.
Right.
So that is my part in it. But I think that it's powerful to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, this is what it was, because then that's how I learn. And that's how I know what not to do next time. This isn't, go get R. Kelly with you. No. A lot of people didn't even know he was married. They had no idea that there was even a wife and kids. And that's because what was supposed to be my big, beautiful mansion ultimately became my prison. I call the 1-800 number for domestic violence. There's 17 questions that they ask you. Of the 17, there's only 2 that he had not done to me at that point. Like, when does it end? You need help. Enough.